Hello everyone, welcome to another special episode of Ramailo Guff. आज चाहिँ मसँग मेरो एकदमै स्पेशल गेस्ट हुनुहुन्छ हैन उहाँलाई म एकदमै मान्छु उहाँलाई भेटेको मैले 6-7 वर्ष भइसक्यो अनि he has been inspiring me since then bachelor's को फर्स्ट इयरमा having said that उहाँले एकदमै हुन्छ नि आफ्नो भ्यालुएबल टाइम मलाई दिनुभयो कि मैले दाइले दाइ हजुर बोल्नु पर्यो हुन्छ नि यङ पिपलहरूलाई इन्सपायर गर्नु पर्यो भनेको मिटिङमा हुनुहुन्थ्यो सायद अनि त्यसपछि अलिकति सुन्नुभयो हुन्छ भनिहाल्नु भयो कि I was like crying, literally हुन्छ नि crying के त्यो खुसीको आँसु जस्तो भएको थियो. So I would like to welcome Pawan Dai, Pawan Shrestha. Welcome Dai to my show.
Hi Nita, it's such a wonderful feeling, like seeing you grow, seeing you accomplish things that you've actually wanted, मैले यो तिम्रो पहिलाको सिजनहरु पनि हेरेको थिएँ हैन अनि it was more like it's some sort of things that builds up your confidence के अनि the interaction power that you have अनि there's so much of compelling factors हुन्छ नि in life people go through अनि you're such a wonderful human being. Like you're actually the platform where you're relating everybody's experience and giving it back to people who are listening to you. Okay. So thank you so much for having me on board.
It's my pleasure.
It is a pleasure indeed. Like if you have, I always have time for you. Trust me. It's such a wonderful feeling.
I want to go back to basketball court के King's College को हैन
Okay.
fracture थियो and this then you were playing के आफ्नो team members are like yes guys go on यता उता भनेर भनिराख्नु भएको छ है अनि आफू त भर्खर फर्स्ट सेमेस्टरमा हाम्रो पनि अब लाइक गेम थियो हजुरहरुको पछि सायद हैन but then there is this guy हैन full of energy के हात भाँचिराखेछ तर full of energy पुरै कोच गरिराखेछ के म त कहाँबाट आउँछ यो मान्छेलाई यस्तो एनर्जी त्यो देखेर दाइ मैले त्यो दिन घरमा आएर डायरीमा लेखेको मलाई पवन दाइ जस्तो एनर्जी चाहिन्छ पवन दाइ जस्तो हुनुपर्छ मलाई भनेर लेखेको अहिलेसम्म त्यो डायरीमा छ के दाइ कहाँबाट आउँछ त्यो एनर्जी
See, it's in life what you need to know is like तिमीलाई कहिले काहीँ कस्तो हुन सक्छ भन्दाखेरि I mean मेरो यो whatever I do just does not satisfy भन्ने खालको फिलिङ आउन सक्छ के तिमीलाई अनि तिमीलाई कहिले काहीँ कस्तो फिलिङ आउन सक्छ भन्दाखेरि तिमी के गरिरहेको छौ तिम्रो मन त्यसमा छैन भन्ने खालको फिलिङ हुन सक्छ हैन but trust me something that I keep taking and doing is with me is more like मलाई के लाग्छ भन्दाखेरि नि life is about giving it 110% no matter what okay I recall that day म मेरो MBA को I think I was on my 4th sem अनि हामीलाई कलेजले चाहिँ नि एउटा हुन्छ नि they give us this platform where we can play put our mind somewhere else अनि हामी एकदम डल गाइजहरु हो के डल as in like we were really into so much of this study and stuff like that and त्यो एउटा हाम्रो कस्तो भन्दा रिफ्रेशमेन्ट प्लेटफर्म जस्तो थियो के अनि मेरो टिममा के थियो भन्दा जम्मा 2 जना मात्र बास्केटबल एक्सपिरियन्स भएको केटाहरु थियो के एउटा म थिए अनि मेरो एउटा अर्को साथी नवाङ भन्ने थियो के अनि बाँकी कसैले बास्केटबलै कहिले खेलेको छैन के सो आई ह्याभिङ अ हिस्ट्री अफ I actually used to play basketball from my college days अनि I even represented playing in Kaski on a domestic level regional game अनि so it was for me it was like such an easy task okay and so we were winning because हुन्छ नि अब basketball को strategy भनेको the size and the drill matters and which I was being able to pull off till we were on the semis by the time we were like त्यो हाम्रो do or die वाला phase थियो and that morning I had a bike accident so I called up my friend and I told him like see I'm made up a blunder I'm in the hospital के गरौँ भने अनि this other friend of mine who said like oh त भएन and it's not possible and we really wanted to win जस्तो के winning भन्दा पनि it was like that particular game was keeping so much of spirits alive into everybody it was not just a game it was bringing the bonding together within people we were studying in from 4th sem होइन ब्याक फोर
Yeah.
स्याम अनि सबैजनाले हामीलाई चियर गरिरहेको थियो अनि म त्यहाँ थिएँ अनि आई न्यू आई कुड नट प्ले होइन किन भन्दा मेरो एउटा हात डिस्लोकेट भइरहेको थियो अनि आई वाज लाइक होइन दिस इज वाट आइम लिभ फर जस्तो कि एटलिस्ट हुन्छ नि यु डु इट अनि यु किप ट्राइङ अनि इफ
Yeah,
यु डोन्ट इभन मेक इट होइन इट्स स्टिल
yeah.
फाइन होइन मलाई यस्तो मजा लाग्यो कि होइन बिकज आई वाज कोचिङ देम आई वाज पुसिङ देम आई वाज टेलिङ देम हुन्छ नि come on, it's just a couple of scores ahead of us. Okay?
Yeah.
That's all it is. Okay?
And like I
अनि
think yeah, because of that त्यो एनर्जीले गर्दा नै अहिले हामी म तपाईसँग बोलिरहेको छु के I think it's because of that moment के
I am so thankful I was able to change हुन्छ नि the
yeah
perceptions, the perspective and the way people look at me पनि के अब कति मान्छेलाई कस्तो लाग्छ भन्दा sometimes it's more like होइन यो मान्छे अलि धेरै नै overly you know like overly hyperactive छ भन्ने तर त्यो उसको perception हो के some people are
yeah
not born
yeah
like that you know
yeah
I've always believed in being who I am. Okay?
Mhm.
I mean, I'm always jolly. I'm always full of life. I'm always happy. I'm always like wanting to do something more or the another. And that's what keeps me going. Just okay, be
yeah
it sports, be it my job, be it the things that I'm related to. So you know,
yeah
I just bring it. Just okay? It's something that I live for. You know.
I think त्यो leadership quality देखेको होला क्या मैले हुन्छ यस्तो inspiration के अब दाइ
By the way, we won, eh? त्यो game पनि we won, and the tournament was ours, होइन?
yeah you guys were so happy अनि हामी a couple of girls we were cheering for you it was fun
Yeah.
दाइ हुन्छ नि हजुर अब लाइक नट ओन्ली स्पोर्ट्स हजुरको हुन्छ नि करियरको जर्नी पनि अलिकति इन्सपायरिङ छ कि यो मान्छे एयर ट्राफिक कन्ट्रोलर हो र जस्तो लाग्छ
Okay. All right.
हजुरको हुन्छ नि लाइक ब्रिफली भनिदिनु न अब यु हेभ बिन इन्टु मिडिया पनि मोडलिङ पनि आई गेस होइन अनि एटिसी एन्ड एभिएसनमा अलिकति हजुरको जर्नी चाहिँ करियरको ब्रिफली भनिदिनु न हाउ यु स्टार्टेड एन्ड वेयर आर यु अहिले आफ्नै कम्पनी पनि छ हजुरको
होइन त्यस्तो त्यस्तो कुनै त्यो जर्नी छैन होइन बिकज एभ्रिथिङ द्याट आइभ डन इन माई लाइफ हुन्छ नि आइभ अलवेज एक्सेप्टेड द च्यालेन्ज एन्ड taken it by the way it came जस्तो के so my first job was एकदम honestly भन्नुपर्दा I was a waiter in Himalayan Java
oh
so
wow
this is way this is way back I know this was such a long time back
okay.
I still remember हुन्छ नि mobbing the floors ठमेलको outlet को होइन अनि I still remember starting my work at 7 in the morning होइन finishing up at 7 in the night it was such a rigorous schedule. Okay? So that was straight away after my school. The experience that brought me through, like from doing some weighted job was like, you know, the humbleness. Okay, that's in me. I mean, while you're waiting for somebody, you cannot just be rude. Just okay. Only you have to keep yourself positive. You have to be smiling. You have to be attentive towards your customers. And Java was a great platform for me because not just coffee, but it was more like that's one place where you find life. The ethics, the way they were trying to brand themselves up. Ani right after Java was I also had to go back to my studies. So मैले plus 2 गर्दा गर्दै चाहिँ I mean I was desperate in finding an experience. किनभने बिहान तिम्रो maximum 11 बजेपछि you're almost free and you don't have nothing and then I wanted to find a time pass job. Okay? So basically what I did was like I started working on a cyber, okay? Cyber cafe. So there what I modulated myself with was like the affection towards IT. Okay? The comfort that I developed within myself in using desktops, computers, and internet, Ethernet, and we see it was so much of things that I blended within myself. Okay? The knowledge that I had earned, and during the time it was money was not so important because money had a value, but it didn't have much of a value. Okay? Two time, okay. Only right after that, I tried my luck with modeling. I did a lot of ramp shows because it was like the culture was like you want to get into some show business kind of stuff, and we see. Then I got myself involved with a couple of good brands. And then I thought like, I always had that parentship in myself. Like, okay, I'm gonna do something that's different than the rest of the other people. Okay, the idea was to explore the possibilities, and it was not just to stick back over something and then अनि हामीले त्यो टाइममा नै हाम्रो दिमागमै कस्तो थियो भन्दाखेरि इट वाज लाइक ओके हामी एउटा मिडिया हाउस नै खोल्छौँ भनेर क्या एउटा स्मल टाइम मिडिया हाउस सेल्फ सस्टेनेबल के समथिङ एकदम इजी गोइङ वर्क काइन्ड अफ स्टफ होइन अनि वी स्टार्टेड डुइङ अल द भिडियोग्राफिज हुन्छ नि स्मल टाइम जब्स हुन्छ नि अनि वी आर अ स्मल अफिस अनि I used to take care of the marketing के अनि त्यसपछि हुन्छ नि द होल ब्लेन्ड केम इन कि लाइक वी क्यान अर्गनाइज अ सो भनेर के अहिले तपाईँको चिल्ड्रेन ट्यालेन्ट हन्ट भन्ने जुन सो छ होइन द्याट फ्रेन्चाइजी वाज स्टार्टेड फ्रम आवर कम्पनी के धेरै अगाडि सो आई थिङ्क द्याट इज 2006 to 7 होला होइन अनि सो अब त अलिकति थिङ्स स्टार्टेड चेन्जिङ अ लट बिकज हामीले गर्दाखेरि कस्तो थियो भन्दाखेरि इट वाज मोर लाइक ड्राइभ एन्ड एक्सपिरियन्स होइन वाला फ्याक्टरमा थियो नि त अनि अन आफ्टर द्याट आई एक्चुली फिनिस्ड माई +2 अनि मेरो ब्याचलर्सहरू सुरु हुँदै थियो अनि मेरो ब्याचलर्समा पनि आई हेभ अलरेडी मेन्सन लट अफ टाइम्स हुन्छ नि आइम अ गाई हु लभ च्यालेन्जेस के सो आई वाज पुट इन माइसेल्फ द स्ट्रेस अफ स्टडिज एन्ड एट द सेम टाइम आई वाज लुकिङ फर अ गुड जम्प इन्टु द वर्क के अनि त्यो वर्कको कन्सिडरेसन्समा चाहिँ I worked with VFS, which is much a UK based thing. So basically, when Tier 4 was for a lot of Nepalese trying to get their visas, and then I almost remember everybody's face on our side at the time. So I was the first officer out there. And I used to like manage documentations. Ani aviation was general. It was like 2009 when I first stepped into aviation. I had my licensing done from a company in Singapore, and I had my trainings done over there. I came back. It's just about a vision. Okay? By then, I was not really sure what I was doing, but then when I started doing, it was like I started creating my own framework of how I want to do procurement and logistics for the aviation industry because it's just been a decade, okay, Nepal. Maybe like a well formatted logistics or so I started working for procurement and logistics for all the operators in Nepal. I mean, operators as in those who have like aircrafts under their own. Ani 13 was when I started my own company and I started like supporting logistics to companies directly. I mean, it was a very big step, but someday I really had to do it. So, by the time I was like establishing myself into a franchisee organization who looks into like logistics and development for all the operators, choppers, fixed doing taking projects in and doing it and facilitating, like serving, Boeing related, Airbus related, कुनै एउटा हुन्छ नि कुनै कम्पनीज होस् होइन अहिले त नेपालमा धेरै भयो अनि द एक्सट्रिम पोइन्ट वाज लाइक हुन्छ नि होइन मलाई यतिले नि पुगेन काइन्ड अफ कि हुन्छ नि आई वाज वर्किङ बट आई डिडन्ट नो वाट आई वाज डुइङ भनेर जस्तो कि द फिलिङ वाज सो एब्सोल्युट हुन्छ नि अनि देन इट वाज लाइक ओके अब मेरो मास्टर्स पनि सिदिन लाग्यो अनि म अब आई मिन all the way around, I'm gonna run around crazy with this एउटा सानो सर्टिफिकेट हुन्छ नि म MBA graduate हो भनेर होइन but it doesn't give you that amount of respect के नेपालमा स्पेसली त्यो सरकारी जागिरेवाला कन्सेप्ट के which is very important होइन अनि so yeah I mean अनि त्यसपछि I thought of like entering into the government हुन्छ नि which was like a very cool deal मेरो लागि so I went in and I studied really hard and then like हुन्छ नि म यस्तो focus थिएँ भन्छु कि that part of my life that 2 years of my time was like okay मलाई all I knew was books all I knew was studies all I knew was like मेरो प्रायोरिटिज भनेको के मलाई कस्तो सलाम ठोकोस् भने जस्तो के लाइक हुन्छ नि अलिकति यो ठुलो मान्छे हो काइन्ड अफ कि अब अलिकति कस्तो हुन्छ नि त्यो पोइन्टमा पुगेपछि अनि when I knew the opening was on अनि I remember मैले त्यो लास्ट मेरो सेमहरुमा मेरो म्याडम हुनुहुन्थ्यो दीक्षिता सिलवाल हैन हाम्रो एचआर टिचर हुनुहुन्थ्यो अनि I used to be on and off के क्लासमा अनि she used to really guide me हैन तिम्रो एकदम राम्रो छ you have got a very good decent language of delivery हुन्छ नि तिमीले एचआर मा एकदम राम्रो गर्छ I was like I know I already have a company हैन अनि like I'm more into entrepreneurship भनेर भनिराख्दाखेरि अनि she was like now you're almost complete हैन one step more. मेरो एक्जाम मैले त्यो बेलासम्म कसैलाई भनेको थिएन कि मेरो नाम निस्क्यो एन्ड अल भनेर लाइक हुन्छ नि इट्स अ भेरी ट्रिकी गेम के त्यो अल द गभर्मेन्ट थिङ्स एन्ड अल अनि देन म इन्टरभ्यूमा गएँ एन्ड इट वाज अ भेरी यस्तै के हुन्छ नि ब्लन्ट एन्ड भोकल अबाउट वाट आई नो अनि द क्वेसन्स वेयर लाइक अन एन्ड आई वाज लाइक सी आई मिन relatively it was very easy for me because I am not an introvert. Okay, I'm an extrovert. You know, if somebody gives me a question and then I know the answer. Right? म त्यसलाई यस्तो मजाले भन्नेवाला मान्छे हो कि अनि even if I don't it हैन अनि मलाई त्यो थाहा छैन भने म मलाई त्यो थाहा छैन भने म त्यसलाई यस्तो मजाले पनि भन्छु कि त्यो कुरामा अनि म चाहिँ खुलामा लडेको हैन अनि जब त्यो एप्लिकेसन्सहरु पुट इन भयो देयर वाज लाइक 30,000+ एप्लिकेसन्स भन्ने मैले सुने हैन पछि you know I mean and when we were like okay la mero sure bhayo ani second time naam niskyo and all and I was like okay la ढुक्क भयो के अनि त्यो बेलासम्म पनि मलाई थाहा छैन कि लाइक that was like factor हैन अनि त्यो बेलासम्म पनि मलाई थाहा छैन कि लाइक okay how does it work भनेपछि अनि गभर्नमेन्टमा कस्तो हुन्छ न people have a very different perspective towards the people who work हैन अनि the idea was like to change that particular thing के अनि हाम्रो फेरि एन्ट्री नै तिम्रो चाहिँ कस्तो न 7th लेभलमा भयो कि so you know the government ultimately has like a 1 to 12 को स्ल्याब हुन्छ के अनि म एकैचोटि 7 मा जाँदाखेरि त अब ठुलो मान्छे भयो नि त
but then I remember दाइ हुन्छ नि हजुरको जब नाम निस्क्यो भनेर I don't know मैले कहाँबाट थाहा पाएँ maybe because of Bikram Dai or I don't know को but हजुरले नि भन्नुभयो कि के हो but then I was so much happy कि म त्यो बानेश्वरको रोडमा थिएँ अनि त्यसपछि I got that news सुरुमाहरूलाई कल गरेको थिएँ कि मैले याद छ हजुरलाई हैन but then like I was so much happy oh my god Pawan Dai always an inspiration भएको थियो कि मलाई
I know that was one decent point when I thought like okay मेरो लाइफमा अब there is so less you know I mean I just wanted to prove myself and I did it and you know it's a simple deal for the rest of the other people as well if you put yourself the energy the time the dedication and sabhanda ठुलो कुरा भनेको त you have to trust yourself you know it's like nothing is impossible in your life if you really try and the attitude has to be you know very humble मलाई सायद त्यो बेलामा मेरो मेरो नाम ननिस्केको मैले त्यो चीज नपाएको भए पनि I would have been okay मलाई त्यस्तो फरक पर्दैन थियो होला कि you know if you work hard for something and then you know that you know like you've tried your best the idea is like you should accept the fact that you've actually done your best okay winning and losing is just the answer and it's not important
I still remember के दाइ हुन्छ नि अब you know मलाई कति हैन केही न हामी टचमा धेरै नभए पनि via Facebook social media we've been in touch हैन अनि कति कुराहरु अब मैले पोस्ट गर्यो भने पनि you give that guidance के नानी यसो नगर like as a sister नै ट्रिट गर्नुहुन्छ नि त त्यो गाइडेन्स पाइराको हुन्छु अनि त्यसपछि एउटा कुरा चाहिँ हजुरले भनेको म सधैँ सम्झिन्छु कि आफूलाई बोस्ट गरेको हैन कि मैले but then हुन्छ नि I always wanted to do something new के नयाँ चाहिँ गरिराख्नु पर्छ के मलाई न त त्यो मन्डेन लाइफ हुन थाल्यो भने चाहिँ म बोर हुन्छु हैन अनि एकचोटि चाहिँ त्यस्तै के फ्रस्ट्रेसन मैले हजुरलाई शेयर गरेको थिएँ अनि हजुरले कस्तो ब्युटिफुल कुरा भन्नुभयो कि इट्स नट अलवेज इट्स नट ब्याड टु बी अ फलोवर पनि भन्नुभयो कि तपाईले And like how do you see त्यो लिडरको र फलोवरको कुरालाई कस्तो मजाले अहिले पनि सम्झिन्छु म हैन लाइक सधैँ लिडरशिप पोजिसनमा हुनुपर्छ भन्ने नि जरुरी छैन त्यो फलोवर हुनु पनि त इट्स अ गुड थिङ सिकिराख्न पाइएको छ हैन कस्तो छ अहिले हजुरको हुन्छ नि अहिले हेर्दाखेरि चाहिँ लिडर र फलोवरलाई कसरी लिनुहुन्छ हजुरले
See, it's अब यो कुरामा कस्तो हुन्छ न I'm a guy who's always taken it by the experience हुन्छ नि and been guided by the books भन्छु के किन भन्दाखेरि अब त्यति नै बुक मैले पनि पल्टाएको होला हैन जुन एउटा चाहिँ अरु कोही मान्छेले पल्टाउनु भएको छ हैन तर त्यति नै जुत्ता सबैले खोट्नु भएको छैन होला जुन मैले खोटेको छु जस्तो मेरो आफ्नो पर्सेप्सन के त्यो कस्तो न with all the humbleness and all the gratitude towards all the people who have been there accepted me the way I am हैन अनि taking it through म चाहिँ के भन्छु हैन you know, there will eventually come a time when you will graduate in your life, okay? In your life, from being a naive human being to being to turning yourself up to a humble human being, to be working out for a very small amount of money, isn't it? And to be looking like a trillion amount of money around you. Okay, so these are phases of life. Okay, gradually you will see all these things coming back and forth. किन लाइफमा जजमेन्ट गर्न जति सजिलो छ त्यो जजमेन्टलाई एक्सेप्ट गर्न त्यति नै गाह्रो छ कि मेरो आफ्नो पर्सेप्सन के कस्तो हुन्छ भन्दाखेरि एज अ लिडर तिमीले जुन चिजलाई चाहिँ नि आफ्नो पर्सपेक्टिभ्सले अरूलाई देखाएर फलो गराउन खोजिरहेको हुन्छौ नि त्यो पर्सपेक्टिभ सबैले नमान्न पनि सक्छन् के एउटा लिडर भइसकेपछि के कुरा हुन्छ भन्दाखेरि यु मस्ट बी एबल टु डेलिभर भन्ने प्रेसर त हुन्छ हैन तर तिमीले कसैलाई चाहिँ नि जबरजस्ती त डेलिभर गराउन त सक्दैनौ एउटा लिडर भनेको कस्तो हुन्छ भन्दा दे विन हर्ट्स यु नो एउटा लिडरको बिहाफमा चाहिँ आफ्नो फलोवर्सहरुले काम गर्दाखेरि दे डोन्ट फिल लाइक दे वर्किङ के दे फिलिङ द सिनर्जी इज गेटिङ मल्टिप्लाइड यु नो suppose when in my business what I do is like I come up with a plan and I tell my boys, I tell my girls, I tell everybody like okay, this is the vision, this is the vision, this is what I am looking at, this is what I'm looking for. If I have a vision and then they put their energy and drive it with me, then a synergy amount of right level is created between the period. Yeah, अनि मैले उसको पनि भिजन्सलाई बुझ्छु के तर कुनै कुनै केसेसहरुमा कस्तो हुन्छ भन्दाखेरि तिमीलाई नमस्ते रे ए सरी I'm so sorry, we were scheduled tonight Nita, so I'm so sorry. मैले फेरि घरमा बसेर दिइराछु हैन इन्टरभ्यु पनि
Okay, not going to edit this.
So अर्को एउटा कुरा के हुन्छ भन्दा म कहिलेकाहीँ जहिले पनि के सोच्छु भन्दाखेरि मेरो सोच बुढो हुन सक्छ के मेरो सोच जहिले पनि त्यति पर्फेक्ट नहुन सक्छ मलाई पनि टाइम फ्याक्टरले खान सक्छ मलाई पनि टेक्नोलोजिकल फ्याक्टर्सले खान सक्छ मलाई पनि कसैको एजुकेशनल लेभलले खान सक्छ तर म एउटा भिजनरी लिडर भएँ भन्दैमा म सबैलाई त्यो चिजमा चाहिँ पुश गर्दिनँ के म सबैलाई एउटा प्रोडक्टिभ पार्ट अफ देमसेल्भ्सको पनि अपर्च्युनिटी चाहिँ रियलिस्टिकली अगाडि राखिदिन्छु के म भन्दा राम्रो छ भने सधैँ म मात्रै लिड गर्नुपर्छ भन्ने छैन के सो द्याट इज व्हेन आई टोल्ड यु के फलोइङ इज एटलिस्ट अ गुड थिङ कि कहिलेकाहीँ के हुन्छ भने यु सी योर लिडर्स मेकिङ मिस्टेक्स द्याट्स वाट किप्स यु मोर स्ट्रङ्गर के किन भन्दा भोलि तपाईँको पालो के आज मैले लिड गरिरहेको छु र मेरो भिजनमा सबै चिज पर्फेक्ट चलिरहेको छ भने आजको 10 वर्षपछि त्यही हुन्छ भन्ने छैन के I would be back to back training my people who've supported me over the period, and would expect my guarantee of leadership can be taken care by my descendants. जसले मलाई हेरिराख्नु भछ जसले मलाई देखिराख्नु भछ र मेरो फेलियर्समा पनि जसले मलाई साथ दिइराख्नु भछ नि उहाँहरू हो के भोलिको लिडर सो एज अ लिडर माई पर्सपेक्टिभ वुड बी लाइक ओके एउटा छ भने म मेरो फलोवरको पर्सपेक्टिभलाई पनि सधैँ देख्न चाहन्छु कि तर मेरो फलोवरको पर्सपेक्टिभ मेरो भिजनसँग सिङ्क्रोनाइज भएको छैन त्यो सबभन्दा ठुलो इम्पोर्टेन्ट कुरा हो कि छैन भने त्यो मान्छे तपाईँको टिम मेम्बरै होइन कि त्यो मान्छेलाई अर्को एउटा लिडरसिपको प्लेटफर्म क्रिएट गरिदिनुहोस् र ह्यान्ड इन ह्यान्ड दुइटै चिज लैजानुहोस् कि द्याट वे तपाईँको दुइटै हातमा लड्डु हुन्छ कि यु क्यान ब्यालेन्स एभ्री साइड अफ लाइफ अकर्डिङली कि इफ यु हेभ द म्यान पावर if you have the knowledge, if you have the money to put on to that particular leader, shape him up too. किन तपाईं मात्रै राइट हुन्छ भन्ने छैन सो एज अ लिडर एज अ फलोवरको पर्सपेक्टिभमा चाहिँ आई अलवेज बिलिभ इट इज अ कन्ट्रारी काइन्ड अफ अ थिङ के इफ देयर इज नो फलोवर देयर इज नो लिडर
wow, vision is important, and
majorly
so Dai, what keeps you going life
my wife
sweetheart. I'm really about it. Oh my God. You're such a gentleman. You're such a gentleman.
My wife keeps me going.
Relationship advice young people are like.
मेरो लागि त हेर्नु सबभन्दा ठुलो कुरा भनेको यु नो मेरो लागि स्पेशली यु नो सबभन्दा ठुलो कुरा भनेको as much as everything around me is so important, the most important thing in my life would be like keeping my wife happy. Yeah. किन किन मेरो ममको लागि मेरो ड्याड हुनुहुन्छ होइन अनि मेरो ममले खास मलाई माया गर्नुहुन्छ म त्यसलाई रेट्रोफिट गरेर मेरो बुढी कहाँतिर पठाइदिन्छु होइन अनि द्याट वे हुन्छ नि सबैतिर चाहिँ ब्यालेन्स बसिरहेको छ
How sweet हुन्छ नि you're such a gentleman दाइ such a gentleman यही विषयमा भन्दिनु न त दाइ बहिनीलाई यसो रिलेसनशिप एडभाइस दिनु न त
म एउटा कुरा भन्छु है आई मिन लाइक
what's the most important thing ल relationship what's the most important thing?
It's to be happy.
Simple sa Pawan Dai ko Honda.
It's a very simple thing. Yeah. You know, you just have to be happy. When you see that person 365 days a year, 24/7, you know, you should not be seeing the person. You just a physical part of experiences. These have life in it. Okay? They go. They will someday crash. You know, but what's never gonna end is that small bit of happiness that keeps you going. So I think it's more important in a relationship.
You guys are so sweet. You guys are so sweet. So sweet. I love you guys.
Frankly speaking, I know म बिहान उठ्छु हैन अनि म बच्चा जस्तै रुन्छु हैन अनि she keeps telling me it's time we have to go to office and मलाई स्कुल जानु लाग्छ कि अफिस जानलाई पनि अनि म जहिले गेट लाउने बेलामा हुन्छ मलाई जानै मन छैन भन्छु कि you know
so like the love is still young out there
अनि म भन्छु हैन म जानै मन छैन सिरियसली हैन आई क्यान अपरेट फ्रम होम भन्छ हैन त्यसरी हुँदैन यु गो भन्छ कि सो आई थिंक शी इज द वन हु कीप्स मी गोइङ नथिङ मच
you guys are so sweet couple good दाइ अर्को चाहिँ हैन मलाई ओके लाइटर नोट त्यो भयो बट देन एउटा चाहिँ I'm so privileged कि जहिले पनि केही समस्या भयो भने I know Pawan Dai is there for me भनेर म सोच्छु कि I'm so privileged हैन हजुरसँग यस्तो अरा छ यस्तो एनर्जी छ कि हुन्छ नि पवन दाइलाई देखेपछि लाइफको प्रब्लम सल्भ हुन्छ है भन्ने आउँछ के दाइ your smile is just so inspiring छ के अब I don't know the word but then हजुर हाँसेपछि लाइक पवन दाइ हाँस्नु भएको सब ठीक हुन्छ है why are you laughing here
it's an amazing thing I can make that difference it's such a blessing thank you so much I really appreciate it
you're my दाइ कस्तो like proud feel हुन्छ के अनि दाइ अब like this show is going to be watched by audiences out there हुन्छ नि हजुरको नेटवर्कमा भएको or young peopleहरुको नेटवर्क यदि मसँग छ भने एकजनाले नै हेरोस् तर young peopleहरुलाई चाहिँ हजुर के भन्न चाहनुहुन्छ के
see I mean अहिलेको young people को चाहिँ concept towards when I was young मा अलिकति फरक छ के so when I was young I was looking for opportunities okay? I waited tables. I did a lot of things.
I'm still smiling on her. I know. I'm so sorry.
I know. I mean, mere like say. Okay, I'm so sorry. Okay. Young people, I think the best thing that they can do is explore life. Explore. Take chances. That's what I can tell them. You know, everything is around. Jati pani cheez you market ma cha ni. Say, I'll give you an example of how it works. Mere bichar ma, mera afno.
Nepal ma. Sorry, I'm still there.
मलाई पुरा सिरियस हुनु खोज्दै थिएँ कि सिरियसली
It's crazy. Oh my god. यो कुनै पनि सोमा यस्तो हुँदैन दाइ
हैन अलि सिरियस हुने आइडिया आउँदैन के मलाई चाहिँ सिरियस हुने आइडिया आउँदैन के like life is so much full life is so much full you don't want to lose the moment why do you want to be sad at all भने जस्तो के यदि लाइफमा हरेक सिचुएशन्स मा you can just be happy that solves most of your problems. Okay? I mean, I personally cater to like so many
I'm
people,
not
right?
going to listen. I'm so sorry. सुन्नु न दाइ हाँस्या छ अघि पनि पुरा साइन ल्याङ्ग्वेजमा इन्टरभ्यू होला कि जस्तो लागिरहेको थियो
होइन अघि त त्यो ब्लुटुथकै केसले हो
मोमेन्ट के दाइ लिटरली रमाइलो गफै भइरहेछ
होइन यस्तो नि त अब हाम्रोमा चाहिँ कस्तो छ भन्दाखेरि अब you know we're exciting छ नि त the synergy is wonderful होइन अनि it's more informative and all the sides होइन अनि मेरो लागि पनि it's something like you know me होइन I'm more like मलाई चाहिँ खुसी लाग्छ होइन म त जहिले यस्तै छु तिमीलाई थाहै छ होइन
यतिकै खुसी छु क्या दाइ म आज हुन्छ नि लाइक ओ माय गॉड व्हाट रियली ह्यापेन्ड वी आर जस्ट लाफिङ
see smiling is one of the biggest thing that you can do for free okay? Everything else costs money होइन अनि जे गर पैसा लाग्छ होइन हाँस्नु त पैसा लाग्छ तर यस्तो हो कि तर त्यो हाँस्ने भनेर होइन कसैको अब नराम्रो सिचुएसनमा चाहिँ हाँस्नु हुँदैन होइन अब त्यस्तो बेला चाहिँ स्याड जस्तो भइदिनु पर्छ होइन तर कस्तो भन्दा कुनै सानो लेभल अफ ह्याप्पिनेसलाई पनि यु क्यान मल्टिप्लाई इट एन्ड देन लाइक हुन्छ बी वाइड ओपन हुन्छ नि कज इट्स फ्री भने जस्तो कि मेरो लागि चाहिँ कि अब you know I mean I'll tell you my experience this is my professional experience okay? म actually you know I was like literally मेरो त्यो 2016 र 17 was like I was taking almost 1 week मा दुईटा फ्लाइट जस्तो हुन्थ्यो क्या मेरो होइन अनि म पुरा एभ्री टाइम आई टेक द फ्लाइट होइन म पुरा हुन्छ नि सिट बेल्ट लगाएर होइन पुरा ठुस्सो पर्थ्यो कि लाइक हुन्छ नि अब उड्नु त उड्यो बज्ने हो कि होइन त्यो पनि टेन्सन हुन्थ्यो क्या मलाई अनि तर कस्तो म ल्यान्ड भएपछि कस्तो गमक्क खुसी भएर बस्थेँ कि त्यो प्लेन हेरेर कि एकछिन लाइक इनिसियल डेज अफ फ्लाइङमा होइन एज एन एयर ट्राफिक कन्ट्रोलर कति इजी छ त्यो चिज कन्ट्रोल गर्नु त त्यो प्लेनभित्र आफू बसिसकेपछि त्यसको एउटा त्यो लेभरेज हुन्छ नि त्यो एउटा क्रिटिकालिटी के त्यो कस्तो भन्दा यु हेभ टु थिङ्क लाइक द्याट के वेन युआर कन्ट्रोलिङ एन एयरक्राफ्ट हुन्छ नि तिमी त्यो प्लेनमा भइदिए के हुन्थेन अनि टक्क ल्यान्ड हुन्थ्यो अनि म सम्झेर बस्थेँ ओहो इफ इट वुड हेड गन रङ भनेर कि हुन्छ नि अनि गमक्क गरेर हाँस्थेँ कि अनि लाइफमा कस्तो हुन्छ भन्दा इट्स नट समथिङ द्याट यु डु जस्ट it's not something that you bind yourself to. Okay? You just have to be absolute about being happy.
आज मलाई के भइरहेछ थाहा छ दाइ म के सोचिरहेको अनि त्यसपछि के भयो बट देन आई एम स्टिल लभिङ इट के किनकि इट्स सो अर्ग्यानिक नि त अनि पवन दाइ भनेको स्माइल हो भनेर हेन्स प्रुभ नै भयो क्या आज चाहिँ
होइन अब हेर न like I told you when I came to this interview I had like 8 or 9 appointments होइन as a whole day मा होइन I've been running around the place होइन coming back अनि पुरा घर फर्किँला अनि बाबु my wife होइन डल्ले एउटा मोमो ल्याइदियो and I was like okay डल्ले एउटा मोमो ल्याइदियो and I was like पुरा running around and then I get it होइन अनि she's angry
भाउजू सरी है चक्लेट आउँछ मेरो साइडबाट
No worries. होइन we're now scheduled to go होइन yeah no worries यस्तो हो so the last question होइन I'll just answer you होइन like youngsters हरूलाई म के भन्छु भन्दाखेरि नि just enjoy okay just take the life by choices, by their chances, and just take it the way it is. Okay? Have a vision, have an idea, at least to start up something. I know.
Yeah.
And if you ever feel sad, about anything,
this interview.
just make sure you don't lose nothing. किन भन्नु न किन भन्दाखेरि मेरो विचारमा हुन्छ नि there is no such thing in life that you lose. Okay? The ultimate goal is to keep you happy. Okay? हामी एकदमै आफूलाई सबै चिजसँग बाइन्ड गरेर मटेरियलिस्टिकली जब सोच्न थाल्छौँ नि that is when we lose. Okay? when you're an independent open soul and just full of happiness, you don't have nothing to lose. So
I
that's my
love you guys.
idea.
I love you. I love you and Bauzu पनि हुन्छ नि, you guys are amazing. मैले सोचेको पनि थिइनँ कि म आज लाइफमा कति पछि हाँसेको के दाइ, त्यस्तै आँसु नै आयो मेरो. I knew पवन दाइसँग भएपछि जे पनि कुल नै हुनेवालामा छ भनेर चाहिँ थाहा थियो, तर यो लेभलको हुन्छ भन्ने चाहिँ थाहा थिएन.
I'm so glad I could be like be the person like and at the same time be relatively to be expressing my views, my ideas, and then it's more like it's a beautiful thing, you know. It's a beautiful thing to be able to contribute to other people as well. Okay, you know, life ma duita factor are very very important, and one of the major factor being you yourself, right? You have to always trust yourself, right? And the other factor, which is more important, is to accept and agree to what you're given from your life. Okay? The rest is all yours. Okay? You can change it, mold it, squeeze it, throw it, balance it the way you want. Okay? What I have always believed in is like almost, मलाई कसैले केही चिज हुनै सक्दैन भन्यो भने then I'm a kind of a guy who'd say like there's no such thing as impossible, yeah? And I've proven it, a lot of times, you know. I lived my dreams, you know, and I've really chased it so bad, and I've really felt like even when I lost a lot of times, lost my ways, lost my views, maybe I had a lot of distractions, funny, you know. I simply know one more thing, okay? That you cannot fail, okay? As long as you trust yourself. Okay?
That's why you are my inspiration, guys. Oh, asking always more, but then seriously, you are my inspiration, and I'm sure you if one thing people needs to learn from you, say, live the life to the fullest. You are the living example, which can be seen in this interview, Pani. It's fun that like inshallah is the nose that just in case भोलि मेरो हेल्थ डिटोरिएट भएर केही भयो भने चाहिँ मैले लाइफमा केही राम्रो गरे जस्तो फिल भइराछ कि मलाई दाइ अहिले हैन लाइक आई नो सिरियस भयो अलिकति बट देन हुन्छ नि आई वुड बी ह्यापी कि मैले इन्टरभ्यु गरे भनेर एन्ड दैट वाज माय
visions would live, the visions, your insights, the way you've portrayed yourself, your ideas, your views, and the changes that you have affected to a lot of people's life will always live. You know, your soul will just be detached. That's it. You always live around. So you know, I mean, it's a practical thing we have to accept. Someday we go, but we leave things behind that are more positive.
Yeah, but then hopefully it's just a positive message that I want to give in the world. Ani एकजनाले मात्र हेरोस्, but then लाइफमा उहाँहरुको जे पनि भइराखेको छ just smile किनकि there are lots of people who will support you
and it's for free, you know.
Yeah. So yeah, that was Pawan Dai, मेरो एकदमै स्पेशल गेस्ट हो अनि खुसी लाग्यो एकदमै अर्ग्यानिकली हामी हाँस्यौ पनि हुन्छ नि कति पछि यसरी हाँसेको and I'm so sorry to भाउजू हुन्छ नि मैले पवन दाइको टाइम लिए I promise कि म चकलेट दिन्छु भाउजूलाई सरी वेडिङमा पनि आइन अनि I feel so sad हुन्छ नि but then I'm happy.
I know this is something about that. You're one of our esteemed guest list ma the ke pura herirake the kya.
But then I love you guys. I love you guys. Genuinely.
Thank you, sir. We love you too. Seriously, it's a pleasure. It's a pleasure. It's an amazing thing. Sachi.
Oh, you guys just ask say I know, but then yeah, I love you guys.
I'm doing a dora.
No, boy nahi na.
Oh, I'm doing a dora.
Can't solve yaar, भाउजूले.
Okay, Nita. So yeah, I mean today's Friday, I will from your side, and from your show side, I simply wish nothing but happiness to each and every one of you guys who are listening, who are viewing, who are we're giving the most important thing in their life, which is their time. Ani sabhanda ठुलो कुरा के भन्दाखेरि if there's any bit of message that you have taken out of this conversation, and then thought it would help you with your lives, then I believe we both would be blessed. So that was the mainstream idea of this conversation today.
So thank you so much, Dai. I had a pleasure having you. I'm just blessed.
Pleasure is all mine too.
So yeah.
It is our blessings too.
Yeah. That was Ramailo with Pawan Dai.
Chill and enjoy, and we'll meet soon. Okay.
Yes. Okay. Bye.